Today on the In All Kinds of Weather forecast, Ben Hanks Jr. commits to the Florida Gators, a legacy commit, an elite athlete, and a big head-to-head win for the Gators over the Canes of Miami. We'll discuss all that and more today on the In All Kinds of Weather forecast. Welcome back to the In All Kinds of Weather forecast. I am your host, Neil Schulman. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at All Kinds Weather. Before you go any further, be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube if you're watching there. Give us a 5-star rating and a nice review on Apple Podcasts. All that good stuff as we talk about the Gators landing Ben Hanks Jr. It all comes full circle again with another legacy commitment for Florida, another blue chip athlete in the Sunshine State coming home to play for the Gators. Before we get any of that, though, the In All Kinds of Weather forecast is proudly sponsored by 401k Generation, the wealth management company that helps you invest today for your future tomorrow. Their team of advisors is committed to providing guidance and education for your 401k plan and its participants, and they also offer a range of enrollment solutions tailored to meet the unique needs of your company's 401k plan. Whether it's savings for your child's college, investment advice, or even your retirement, 401k Generation's team of advisors makes getting to know you their top priority. Their advisors will tailor a path to assist you in navigating life's financial milestones and reaching your financial goals. That's 401k Generation, building stronger futures, one generation at a time. For more information, contact them at 866-998-5879 or visit their website at 401kgeneration.com. Also, don't forget to check out our merch. We've got Beat Miami merch. Still got the We Are the Boys of Old Omaha shirts from the Gators baseball team making the College World Series. They're still up there. We've got polos, t-shirts, koozies, hats, tumblers, you name it, we've got it. All featuring that slick alligator logo that pays homage to all your favorite moments in Gators history. Go to inallkindsofweather.com/merch to stock up for football season. And maybe some Beat Miami merch is what's appropriate to sell right now because that's what the Gators just did. Billy Napier and Florida beating out Mario Cristobal in the Sunshine State for the services of Ben Hanks Jr. Of course, this is a legacy commitment, as was Vernell Brown Jr. for this point. So part of a theme developing there. Maybe you can say it's a little easier than the average commitment for the Gators. But then again, this kid is from Miami's backyard, plays for Booker T. Washington High School. Regardless, never a sure thing, no matter how many signs are pointed in your direction, no matter how perfectly the stars appear to be aligning, it's always good to get that commitment down. And really, to be fully transparent, it never will be a sure thing until the kid is actively in your program and suiting up for practice. But for now, we feel as good as we possibly can about the Gators getting Ben Hanks Jr. Of course, Ben Hanks' father was the guy who snagged a 95-yard pick six in the 1995 SEC championship game win over Arkansas, a 34-3 Florida win. Like Vernell Brown, Ben Hanks' son choosing to play for Florida and follow in his father's footsteps. Unlike Vernell Brown, though, his son is going to stick with playing at cornerback and not switch to the other side of the ball. Ben Hanks Jr. chose Florida over Auburn, Miami, and Louisville. Also had offers from a lot of other top programs in the country, including, but not limited to, Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, FSU, USC, Texas A&M, Michigan State, Wisconsin, West Virginia, although, not really a top school there, but still a lot of other strong programs offering this kid, and the Gators got him. There was a time where he was pretty seriously considering playing for Miami. A lot of signs were leaning to Coral Gables, and that didn't really stick as more and more time elapsed. The relationships that he was building in Gainesville became stronger and stronger. And then in news that may or may not be related, probably not, but the coincidence is absolutely hysterical. The report broke on Thursday afternoon from the Miami Herald that Life Wallet, which is run by Miami super booster John Ruiz and basically functions as the unofficial NIL company of the Miami Hurricanes, was going broke. Is that a coincidence? I'll leave it up to you to ponder and surmise that. But the fact is, the very basic, plain facts, which I know are very difficult for Miami fans, but please, please, please just try to stay with me, Canes fans that are troll watching this. Just try your best here. The plain fact is, 24 hours after that report surfaced, Hanks committed to Florida, which, if absolutely nothing else, is absolutely hilarious. Anyway, Ben Hanks Jr. The tape of this kid is very impressive. The genes are very clearly at play here. And he's putting them to use because that cornerback tape that he has amassed is really, really impressive at one of the high levels of Florida high school football. He is going to have to add some muscle mass to his frame if he wants to play in the SEC. I would say he's doing just fine without it right now. The simple length and quickness that he's got is serving him pretty well at a pretty high level of South Florida high school ball, but he will have to bulk up. The scouts do warn that is something that scouts or that college scouts are looking at and are going to want to see him do between now and signing day. But the physical skills, undoubted, undebatable. Hanks runs better than a 4.5 40-yard dash. He's put that to use for Booker T. Washington's track team as well. Of course, the real passion in Ben Hanks Jr. is on the football field, and that is good news for the Gators because they already have an elite track program and really need him more for football. And the football player in Hanks has one of those noses for the ball that you just have to look at and clap your hands. Like, that's a great play he makes. And there are quite a few of those on the tape where he's not afraid to lower his body, really get uncomfortable and dislodge the ball with a vicious hit. Those kinds of hits that the guy delivers and he has to adjust his pads after, or he rubs the spot on his body where he delivered the contact because this doesn't really feel that good. Doesn't matter to Hanks. He is one of those that just gets down and dirty and makes the plays his team needs him to make. This is another area where filling out his frame could help, but as it stands right now, he is wiry and strong and more than happy to get physical as it is. And that in itself is going to make it hard to keep him off the field should he develop physically. And then, of course, the ball skills that Ben Hanks displays in coverage. He is a ball hawk. He is a great athlete who goes up and high points the football, not afraid to box out other players and come down with it, even in a sea of humanity. You just can't teach that kind of athleticism, and it all makes Hanks compare pretty favorably to some of his potential future teammates. If he does bulk up, which again, he's got time between now and then, but if he bulks up between now and the first game of 2025 and really develops that physique of an SEC cornerback, he's going to be very difficult to keep down too low on the depth chart. And adding Ben Hanks is yet another piece of solid momentum for the Florida Gators that has continued to roll out throughout the summer. Miles Johnson, Vernell Brown, among them, the Gators have not gotten any shortage of blue chip athletes in the summertime. Florida's class has exploded from what was the 72nd ranked class in the country, number 72, just 60 days ago in the 247 Sports composite rankings, now is in the top 30 on 247 Sports' rankings. Also a big rise in the On3 industry rankings. Maybe not quite as seismic, but still pretty big time jump there too, going from number 47 in the nation to number 20 in the span of about 60 days. And of course, this is with just 3 months to go until the early signing period. But again, it's the 3 months in which college football itself will be played. Results on the field are going to roll themselves out. Kids are going to have that data to be able to use in their decisions. Can that help Florida? Well, Billy Napier is going to have to make it help him because he can't afford too many more seasons that result in more losses than wins. But if Napier and the Gators can do what they have to do on the field, the momentum in the offseason is there for them to continue on and get themselves the top 10 class, which of course is something that we need to see from the Florida Gators. Talent is not the only thing that has stopped Florida from winning games over the past few years, but it certainly is a factor. There's no disputing that. And Talent likes talent. Big time players like to play with other big time players. And before you know it, if the Gators can land a couple more and win a couple of games, you'll have guys coming in from all over the country saying, look at those Gators, man. There's something to it. Vernell Brown's committed there. Miles Johnson's committed there. Ben Hanks is committed there. Jalen Wiggins is committed there now. You might get guys like a Hilton Stubbs, like a Solomon Thomas. Maybe you can even pull what at this current point in time is not considered to be likely, but maybe something like a David Sanders comes back in the frame. Maybe you make him think twice. Maybe you get a Riley Pettyjohn to think twice. Guys who right now don't even have the Gators on their radar. You start winning games in the fall. A Nathaniel Boateng-Owusu can come back in the fray. You just don't know what kind of effect those wins on the field in the fall can have. And because the Gators are going into the season with some blue chip athletes already committed, the sky's the limit. You don't know for sure that it's over with those kinds of guys, because clearly guys like Hanks, guys like Vernell Brown, guys like Miles Johnson, guys like Josh Moore have all seen something in this program that they could potentially sell these other top recruits on. So I'll end the show the exact same way and to the State of the Program show. Got to win games. Billy, you're doing what you got to do off the field, and that's great. That is great. But you got to win games to maintain it. And putting this more positively, you win games, you will build off it positively. Looking at this from either a glass half empty or a glass half full perspective, Florida winning games on the field has no shortage of positive impacts on the Gators program. For our purposes today, one of the biggest of which would be an influx of more talent. That is our show today. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating and a nice review on Apple Podcasts. A lot more content coming your way from the In All Kinds of Weather forecast. Until next time, take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Go Gators. See y'all soon.